Hey YouTube, I want to share just a couple things here. Lots of news going on recently. If you want the nitty-gritty, super deep details on that, I highly suggest watching some JD Farag. Aloha Bible Prophecy. He's got all the lowdown on what all this means, and I don't think that there's somebody out there that's doing a better breakdown. Um, what we know is that within the last week that Trump has pulled out of the Iranian deal, and it's caused a lot of troubles. The Iranians are certainly not happy about it. They were burning flags and yelling death to America. And not long after that, the Iranians and the Israelis are going at it. 20 rockets came into Israel from Iranian missile points, and the Israelis came in with their, what is it, F-15s. Basically, the Israeli Air Force went in and just bombed like 50 different Iranian places. So, lots going on there. Anyway, Israel just hit 50 Iranian targets in Syria. So we've got a lot of war escalation going on there. That's nothing new. I don't have a lot to add to that. Here's what I was looking for. They call it the Operation House of Cards, the Israeli Air Force mission to cripple Iran's presence in Syria. I thought this was pretty interesting. Just a guided missile going into one of their missile launching vehicles. Bye-bye. So, with what's going on there, this has escalated quite a bit. And if you've studied Bible prophecy for any length of time, this is all walking right into Ezekiel 38, Ezekiel 39, things that are far too long to cover here. Isaiah 17, Damascus shall become a ruinous heap. So, all these things are coming up. I'm making this video on the 10th, and within days, America is going to open up the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. The whole Arab Muslim world is burned up about that. They're mad. They want to go to war. The Turkish president has said that he wants to bring about a coalition of Muslim armies, to come against Jerusalem. All these guys are up in Syria, exactly how Ezekiel 38 and chapter 39 says. So all these war things just escalate and escalate and escalating. We are just days from the embassy opening up. And here's something I wanted to show you. You may have heard this already, but it says Trump's peace plan reported 4 neighborhoods in Jerusalem as a PA capital. Now, when I posted this on my Facebook, I got quite a few people saying, oh, well, Amir said, Amir this, Amir that. Well, I'm sorry, but I haven't seen Amir's sources, and it just sounds to me like Amir's opinion at the moment. So until I see sources, I'm taking this at face value. They're basically saying that 4 neighborhoods in Jerusalem that are mostly Arab occupied are, reported to be what are going to be given as the Palestinian capital. Now, take it or leave it. I don't know if this is true or not. It's a rumor that's out there, but here's something that I was looking at. I believe it's right in here. Now, regarding the peace plan, it has already been reported that the agreement will include total U.S. support for Israel in anything concerning the Iranian nuclear weapons program. The U.S. will also support Israel in the international forum should Israel decide to act directly against Iran. The U.S. support will include substantial military aid, advanced weaponry, and should a conflict break out with Syria or Iran, even the conflict, if it is initiated by Israel. My comments on that, Obama set this deal up, and it was very shady. It was going against common sense. You're just setting up a deal that basically gives Iran the go-ahead to continue enriching uranium, creating all the things that they need for a nuclear weapon, and it raised the sanctions so that they had their money. And basically what I see here is that Obama created the problem so that they can create the solution. And now Trump is using this as leverage to get Israel to the table on the peace deal. All the neighborhood stuff aside, I want to look at this. Angered over U.S. recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, PA officials have refused to meet with the representatives. So basically, the Palestinians don't want to play ball with America. The Saudi prince recently said, "Accept a peace deal or shut up." Quit complaining, take a deal, or sit down and shut up. And then this is the highlight of this article for me. The full peace plan is expected to be revealed after the opening of the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem on May 14th. That is within this coming week. So whether you are pro-Trump, love the guy, and think he's fixing all the conservative issues and everything, or if you hate the guy, whatever, this is what really I want to point out, because if part of his peace plan is to give, 4 neighborhoods of Jerusalem over to the Palestinians as a state, this verse comes to mind. I will gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So, Jehoshaphat, this is the battle of Armageddon. This is one of the things that God just says, look, you've touched the apple of my eye, that's it, you're done. And, another verse, like when you're talking about dividing Israel, dividing Jerusalem, hold on, I'm trying to move my Bible thing here a little bit. We got this here, Revelation 11. There was given to me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of God, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months. One of the things that I heard today is that they're also talking about the old city of David becoming an international property, an international space for all the monotheistic religions to, own, the Christians, the Muslims, and the Jews. So I don't care if you're pro-Trump or not. If this guy is responsible for dividing Jerusalem, I don't care how Christian he says he is not doing you any favors. If he divides Jerusalem, I think it's in Obadiah. Obadiah says that as you do to them, it'll be done to you. Obadiah. I heard somebody else pronounce it differently. It was like, I don't know. If I try it, I'll just make it worse. Basically, Obadiah. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Back to Genesis, curse Israel, you will be cursed. Obadiah, whatever you do will be returned upon your own head. So, if Trump divides Jerusalem, very bad for America. We have a megaton of stuff going on, and I wanted to show you this because I thought this was quite appropriate with all the rest of it. A storm exposes a 70-year-old copy of the Independence Declaration for Israel. Basically, this thing was in a tube used for taxidermy, and it was hidden in a tree. What kind of tree was this? It was in a cypress tree. This was hidden in a cypress tree, which 2 weeks ago a storm knocked it over. I'll post the link for this article. And what this is telling me is that God knew exactly where this thing was, knocked this tree over, and now a 70-year-old Declaration of Independence shows up just 2 to 3 weeks before their 70th anniversary. I see with the escalation of the military stuff, the fulfillment of everything going on with Ezekiel 38, Isaiah 17, everything is in place. Would you really be that surprised if something crazy kicked off for the 70th anniversary? I'm not setting dates. I'm not telling you anything's happening. But we've got a clear setup where Bible prophecy is happening so fast on the daily that it's mind-blowing, and most people aren't paying attention to it. Now, 70 is relevant because, Proverbs, Psalms 90:10, I believe it is, 90 verse 10. The days of our years are 80 years and 10, which is 70. And if by reason of strength they be 80 years, yet is their strength. Yeah. So 70 years is a generation according to that verse. We've got Matthew 24 talking about the fig tree. Jesus said that when you see the fig tree blooming, that you know it's close. I forget what verse it is exactly. Boom. eSword, you need this program if you don't have it. Everybody asks me, what program are you using? It's the eSword. So, we got here the Matthew 24. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and puts forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. So likewise, when you shall see all these things, know that it is even at the doors. Now, all these things encompasses a lot of things. Jesus talked about seeing the waves roaring, wars and rumors of wars, the whole gamut. You know it. So, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. This generation is about to turn 70 in a couple days. And according to the Psalm 90:10, 70 years is a generation. So, I pray that you're watching. If you're watching, you're already aware of all this, and, every little detail of what's going on isn't as important as being prepared to share the gospel. The only reason that I set up this YouTube channel to start with was because God gave me a testimony. Jesus Christ changed my life and showed me grace and mercy when I was breaking all his laws, breaking all his commandments. And Jesus Christ changed my life. So, Bible prophecy, the end game, the purpose of it is to show that God knows the end from the beginning. I'm continuing to watch as the headlines come out every day, and everything is matching Bible verse, Bible verse, Bible verse. So, if you want more nitty-gritty details, J.D. Farag is actually, I saw that he's changing his midweek Bible study to do just a solely Bible prophecy-based, Middle East update. So I'll link that if it's out. And, the coming days could be very critical. The world around us has zero awareness of this. And the best thing that I can say is that through your relationship with Jesus Christ, through your peace and calm during the storm, I pray that if everything just goes bonkers nuts, that you're able to be the light to people around you that are just completely losing it, and be a testimony to them that Jesus Christ is the reason you have peace. Jesus Christ is the reason that you know what's going on. So get it settled in your heart, because everything that Jesus said is happening. And it's about to get hairy and scary. All right? God bless.